Graduates and guests, the academic procession is about to enter the hall. We will be singing the National Anthem, the words of which are on page 11 of the program. Please now stand for the academic procession and remain standing for the National Anthem. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I, Kenneth Williams, a member of the University of Adelaide Council, declare open this congregation convened for the purpose of presenting degrees. Distinguished guests, parents, relatives, friends, and especially graduates, welcome to the University of Adelaide graduation ceremony. It is a great pleasure to see everyone assembled here in Benithan Hall this year. We acknowledge the Kaurna people, past and present, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains and the land on which the University of Adelaide campuses are built. We acknowledge the Kaurna people's ongoing spiritual connection with this land and leaders past, present and emerging. Graduates, your graduation is an event in which you and your family, friends can take great pride. It is also a source of great pride and satisfaction for the University of Adelaide. Graduation Day is an opportunity for you to reflect both on the past and on the future. This day may well signal a significant change in direction in your life. Whatever direction your life may take from here, the knowledge that you have acquired and the skills that you have learned and developed here should stand you in good stead, not only in your working life, but hopefully in your personal life, and we hope in all aspects of your future life. I look forward to the awarding of your degrees shortly, but before doing so, I wish to introduce today's speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you today's graduation orator, Mr. Ed Peter. Mr. Peter is the Group Chairman of Duxton Asset Management, and Duxton is an alternative asset management firm focusing on specialist investment opportunities primarily in agriculture. Based in South Australia, Duxton has established itself as a leading international and boutique asset manager. Prior to forming Duxton in 2009, Ed was head of Deutsche Bank Asset Management Asia Pacific, Middle East and North Africa. His career spans many senior positions with Deutsche Bank, including in Hong Kong, where he was head of global equities for Asia and Australia. He started his career in Swiss equity sales for Credit Suisse in Geneva. Ed holds a bachelor's degree in English literature from Carleton College in Minnesota, and his first foray into agricultural investing was in 1999, and he remains passionately interested in agriculture today. We are very fortunate and grateful to have Ed sitting on the University of Adelaide's Agri-Food and Wine Advisory Board and the Agribusiness Advisory Board. We're very privileged to hear him speak today. Please welcome Mr. Ed Peter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to be declaring war today, for any of you who are reading the Australian yesterday. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, class of 2021, massive congratulations. I can remember sitting down like yourselves about 40 years ago and thinking, what the heck is going to happen next? And being a little bit unsure. So what I did was I put myself back then and said, what would I have liked somebody to have said to me? I probably wouldn't have listened, but what, if I could go back, would I have liked to have heard? So all of you are about to take a step forward in your lives. It's a very, very personal adventure you're about to have. People think that they know what you're up to, what you're going through, what's next for you, but they don't really know. Only you can know what you've just experienced and where you're going to be going. What you're going to find is as the next 30, 40, and 50 years unfold and your story happens, in a blink of an eye, you'll be looking back and thinking, holy moly, it's gone. That time has moved forward. Now, a little bit about myself. I run a $1 billion asset management company. We're probably the biggest agricultural player that no one's ever heard of. We are top 10 in the world in most categories. We do about 1 out of every 20 glasses of wine, or about 5 or 6% of Australia's wine. We're one of your biggest grain growers. We were the biggest dairy. We're second biggest dairy in the country right now. We do a whole bunch of different things. In my life, I've run Swiss equities. I've run global equities. 1.5% of the daily volume of the world went through the books. The flip side of that is lots of stuff I've done, but there's some real truths in my life and that have touched me that I'm going to try and share with you. I've been asked to give you some of my thoughts, and I'm going to give you some bullet points. My single most important piece of advice for all of you, old and young in the room, is honesty. First, to yourself, as you can't be honest to other people if you can't be honest to yourself. So every morning, my advice is look yourself in the mirror, see that person looking back at you, and say, am I being honest to that person? If I'm not, change it. Be honest to your partners. We tell little lies sometimes to take pain out of life. Those little lies are very slippery and quick to turn into bigger lies. We worry that the truth can hurt. It does sometimes, but it leads to something more important, which is trust. In trust, you have deeper relationships. It also makes, by telling the truth, life easier, because you don't have to look back at your narrative and think, where am I? Have I said this? Have I not? Keeping to the truth makes life simpler and cleaner. In my corporate world, the most important thing I look for in people is honesty. When I first came to South Australia, I sat in the back of a car with somebody as we're driving up to the Barossa, and I mentioned I like Rockfords. And they said, I've just sold a vineyard next to Rockfords. And I said, oh, sugar. I wish I'd known that. I'd been very interested in buying it. And that particular gentleman said, I can cancel the contract. I never, ever did business with that person. Because if that person could break a contract, when was that person going to break a contract with me? Trust. Give it. I can guarantee that it'll be betrayed. My trust has been abused more times than I can count. Each time it has been, I've learned about people, and those lessons have been invaluable to me to building businesses. You're going to find, if you give trust, you're going to be surprised at who betrays you and who doesn't, which is even going to be the bigger surprise. I use it as a filter to figure out who I want in my circle, who I care about, and who I don't want in my circle. In the corporate world, in the next phase of your life, you're going to learn how to give that trust quickly and take it back quickly. Hope. Hope is beautiful. You're going to find yourselves hoping many times in your life. When you do, take it as a warning. Hope is a trap, a gilded cage that stops you from moving forward. Every time you find hope is the overwhelming emotion in your life, look at the situation, analyze it, figure out what you're actually looking for, come up with a plan. And remember, hope is not a strategy. It has no place in the corporate world. Plan. Make plans, lots of them. Short-term plans, mid-term plans, long-term plans. And remember to change them when events change or you change. Remember that no plan that you make will actually come to pass. Certainly not the way you thought it would. And that's going to be okay. A plan is just a rough roadmap to possible outcomes. And lastly, when you are planning, think about what is the absolute worst thing that could happen, and the best, weigh them up, and adjust. And when you come up with a fair balance, execute your plan. Luck. You're going to be given many chances. A lot of them when you least expect them. Take them. More importantly, create them. Do not overthink things. When given a chance, make a decision. And if it does not feel right, change it. It is better to make a decision and take a chance than to freeze. Decisions, even bad ones, allow you to move forward. And remember, you can change those bad ones. And work hard. I've found my luck has always been greatest when I've been working my hardest. Kindness. Be kind. Be kind especially to yourself firstly, then be kind especially to those close to you. We oftentimes forget them or take them for granted. Lastly, be kind to strangers. Little gestures, as small as a smile, can light up your world and somebody else's. Make it a mission every day to do a random act of kindness. Time. Take time for yourself. Treat yourself well. Time is your most valuable resource. It is finite. No matter how much money you make, you cannot get more time. Once time has moved on, it is lost. So think twice before submerging yourself in a computer game, a TV show, or some other inane activity that you will not remember. Spend that valuable time with your friends, your family, people that are important to you, and just as importantly, with yourself. Failure. You will fail. So do not expect too much from yourselves. If you get it 75% right, you're going to be doing amazingly well. If you get it 51% right, you're going to be doing just as well as the rest of us. And when you fail, celebrate it. Don't fear it. Embrace it. And learn from what you just did that went wrong, and then go out and try again. My greatest lessons came from my greatest failures. In the corporate world, I fully expect my staff, my colleagues, and myself to fail, and that's going to be okay. Forgive. No matter what, the one thing I can guarantee you is you're going to be wronged. Do not waste time being angry. Anger burns you and is a destructive distraction that wastes your valuable time. Let it go, move on, forgive, and make peace firstly with yourself, and if it is possible, with the person who has wronged you. In the corporate world, forgiveness allows you to build a bridge and get a second bite at the apple. Lastly, the greatest gift you can give both yourself and to other human beings is to make yourself and them think. In childhood, up until about the age of 7, we are constantly learning, thinking, developing our minds. And as we move on from childhood to adulthood, we change. We move from thinking to reacting to situations by falling back on patterns of behavior. So become a child again. Experiment. Try to do one new thing every day. Challenge other people as well as yourself. Do not be politically correct. Try to take a look at the other side of all arguments. Own the other side of arguments. Glory in taking the opposite side of the view. In corporate life, this will open your mind and allow you to do truly amazing things. Today, it's my hope that in our distant future, 35 years from now, one of those ideas will have sunk in somewhere, and that some or many of you are standing in a position like this and trying to give some good advice. I hope that something sunk in someplace, and if it did, my mission today has been more or less done. Again, I'm not going to declare war. I'm declaring peace. So Christopher did war, I'm doing peace. We got a whole book there. And I'd like to thank all of you for putting up with my little speech. And have a great voyage, work hard, have a lot of fun, and most importantly, enjoy your lives. Cheers.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending today's ceremony, I would like to thank Mr. Peter for his stimulating and inspiring address. We are honored that you have taken the time to join us on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of society in whatever way we can. Please join me in once again thanking Mr. Peter.
Thank you very much. I will now receive the candidates for degrees. I call on the Acting Provost.
Mr. Kenneth Williams, I, Professor John Williams, Acting Provost of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and to the whole university that the graduates you will be presented to you will have all fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the award for which they are so presented.
I, Mr. Kenneth Williams, member of the University of Adelaide Council, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented. I now call on the Head of the School of Chemical Engineering and Advanced Materials, Professor David Lewis, to present the graduates.
Mr. Kenneth Williams, I, Head of the School of Chemical Engineering and Advanced Materials, Professor David Lewis, present to you graduates from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Sanchita Anand. An Yong Dao. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, James Patrick Wyatt Arnold. Claire Capo. Liam Wei Chen. William Collins. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Maximilian Alexander Donaldson. Desmond Manan Dus. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Georgina Lucy Furness. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Tristram Mulhaki McNamara Fife. Joanne Sarah George. Kevin Francis Grant. Samuel David Harlow. Hui Ho Hai Vu. Nok Vu Duke Wen. Emma Curley. Timothy Jing Yi Lee. Pavel Leonov. Yak Yu Melvina Lee. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Devon Martin. Sword name. An Swan Hoang Nguyen. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Andrew Nguyen. Van Si Dan Yuan. Jia Yuan Pan. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Michael Anthony Phillips. Azriel Posky Miles. Nicholas Dimitri Previn. Rebecca Joy Rice. Ryan Marcus Samet. Nathan James Shear. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Science, Ria Schneider. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Joshua Smith. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Braden Anthony Stern. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Nicola Alexandra Taniente. James Tablin. Kwong Nguyen Q Tran. Kua Nhu Tran. Lucinda Claire Tai. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Jacob Charles Vaik. Elise Vogel Thum. Zachary Danae Watson. Hilary Elizabeth Wilton. Karen Xiang Jun Wong. Ziting Zhou. Nicholas John Zunas. To the degree of Master of Engineering, Chemical, Mernikau Unde. Yu Chen. Jinpeng Gua. Jun Chuan Kao. Earthwall Misra. Anis Rashid. Chakawatheki Tharusi Rwanga Silva. And Dayu Wan. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Designing Two-Dimensional Nanomaterials for Electrocatalytic Clean Energy Conversion, Huan Yu Jin. And for a thesis entitled Advanced Photonic Crystals for Efficient Light Trapping in Photocatalytic Applications, Xiao Yi Lim. Mr. Kenneth Williams, this concludes the graduates from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences.
Mr. Kenneth Williams, I, Professor of Marketing of the Adelaide Business School, Professor Jodie Conduit, present to you the graduates from the Adelaide Business School. To the degree of Bachelor of Project Management, Alexander Birtwistle. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of International Development, Anjali Damodaran. Daniela Dukic. Kamyab Karimi Zandi. Shaylee Ellen McKay. And James William Nicholas. To the degree of Bachelor of Marketing, Madeline Bangura. Esther Nguyen. And Sarah Elizabeth Pickford. To the degree of Bachelor of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Carol Lee Gordon. Sean Patrick Greeley. Vikash Kumar. Besmillah Mohammadi. Shanshan Sung. Pui E Tsi To. Shuan Tan. And Jack Tomich. To the degree of Bachelor of Finance International, Ali Yassin H. Al-Hassan. To the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Lachlan Alexander Aegis. Jordan Jimmy Blanco. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Ryan John Chalice. Mean Jim Chen. Rawker Gao. Jessica Heng. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Taishan Huang. Andrew Chenlong Lee. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Courtney Eve May. Min Newitt Nguyen. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Noramat Tabin Razmi. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Jessica Run. Yi Hung Run. Eve Marie Saranic. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Jenny Tran. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Violetta Twycross Pajovic. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Warwick Angus Wilkinson. Also receiving the Diploma in Languages, Benjamin Stewart Wilson. And Jin Tong Young. To the degree of Bachelor of Corporate Finance, Sachin Saxena. To the degree of Bachelor of Business Management and Accounting, Geraldine Lee Min Yin. To the degree of Bachelor of Business Management, Daniel Peter Casal. Joshua Fiddler. And Ji Ming Sui. To the degree of Bachelor of Business Global, Michelle Awata. To the degree of Bachelor of Accounting and Corporate Finance, Victoria Grace Hellier. And Jade E. Lon Lu. To the degree of Bachelor of Accounting, Cindy Han Chiao. Bao Nang Su Nguyen. And Nicholas Demetrios Saris. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Finance, Brett Baggerley. And Mark Sampson. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Kim William Chappell. Yarlin Han. Aaron Jake Kutamus. Jin E. New. And Gemma Danielle Tripodi. To the Graduate Certificate in Wine Business, Kate Louise Horstman. And Imogen Marie Porteous. To the Graduate Certificate in Business Administration, Nick John Nowak. Jessica Ann Kathleen Perry. And Damien Jacob Stratton. To the Graduate Diploma in Wine Business, Hayley Louise Butler. And Olivia Jane Hamilton-Smith. To the Graduate Diploma in Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Derek Heath Robinson. Mr. Kenneth Williams, this concludes the graduates from the Adelaide Business School and for this ceremony.
Mr. Williams, every year the university presents university medals to acknowledge the most outstanding graduates in each faculty who have completed a University of Adelaide's bachelor's degree with honours or a bachelor's degree of at least 4 years duration. The university medals are awarded to them for their consistent outstanding performance across the whole of their undergraduate degree. I, Professor John Williams, Acting Provost of the University of Adelaide, present to you the recipients of the 2020 University Medals from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences. James Tamblew. Mr. Kenneth Williams, the University of Doctoral Research Medals are awarded to the graduates who have completed outstanding research at the doctoral level. This award is the premier award for doctoral candidates at the university. I, Professor John Williams, Acting Provost of the University of Adelaide, present to you recipients for the 2020 University Doctoral Research Medal from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer Science and Mathematical Science, Yuan Yu Jin. Siu Yi Lim. And Anthony Joseph Vasilev.
Thank you very much, Acting Provost. I'm very pleased now to present to you Brett Bagley, who was presented this morning, as you saw, with an honours degree in Bachelor of Finance. Brett will now give the Valedictory Address on behalf of the cohort of graduates who were presented their awards today. Please come. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to start by thanking all the staff here today, both academic and non-academic, without whom none of this could be happening. To the guests of graduates, I would like to thank you too for being here, showing your support to those here today who have worked so hard to achieve all that they have done. And of course, congratulations to this cohort who have put in the hard yards, late nights, early mornings, all to end up here today. It is difficult to explain just how challenging a university, how challenging an experience university education can be. And it is even more difficult to capture the broad range of experiences each student within this institution has. One thing that goes without saying, but is worth noting anyway, is that making it to this point is no easy feat. All my fellow graduates should feel the utmost sense of pride, for they have shown that they have what it takes to be recognised as alumni of this highly reputable institution. And what a fine institution it is, the University of Adelaide. It's a place of learning, a place of inclusion, a place of diversity, and during the Adelaide Fringe seasons of 2019 and 2020, a place of serious festivities. Without this, I might not have made it through my education here at Adelaide Uni in such a smooth manner. And when I say smooth manner, I mean very disjointed and prolonged manner. I commenced my journey of learning here in 2013 when I started a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering with a Bachelor of Finance. I didn't know what an engineer did or what studying engineering was even like. All I knew was that I did physics and maths in year 12, and as far as I was concerned, that made me an engineer. 1.5 years on from then, many failed courses later, I managed to learn it's actually possible to change degrees. Having discovered this, I changed into a Bachelor of Economics, which I completed in 2016. In 2017, I completed an honours year in economics, a year that will forever be the most challenging of my life. Following that, in 2018, in an effort to pad out the gap between education and employment, I completed a Bachelor of Finance. And then after spending 2019 working a fantastically dry and mind-numbing job, I found myself back at uni in 2020 for one last hurrah, one last dip into the old HEX account, and one last sip from the chalice of university culture, honours round 2, this time in finance. Lo and behold, I find myself before you today. So I would like to think that the moral of my story is this: don't fret if you find yourself doing something that you don't love. Even though some may consider it the norm to spend much of your life toiling away in education or employment you don't love, the reality is you have other options out there. I consider myself lucky, as it only took me 8 years of education and about 4 graduation ceremonies to find myself doing something I actually loved. Some people go their whole lives without finding such a thing. So my advice to my fellow graduates and everyone else here today: if you find yourself with a desire to learn, if an interest within you is sparked and you have a passion to develop and further your own knowledge, then you should pursue that no matter what. A genuine desire to learn and expand on your own knowledge is a rare and beautiful thing to see in a person, and even rarer is someone who acts upon that desire. I would not be here today if not for my own desire to learn, as well as my amazing group of friends and family, my partner, my supervisor, all of whom have nurtured my desire to learn and encouraged me to follow my passions. So to end, I would like to wish all of my fellow graduates the best for their future endeavours. I hope that when you are faced with the ups and downs of life, you can draw on what you have learned in your studies here at university to help you make the most of what is thrown at you. I hope that you all continue to excel in all that you do, and that down the road, you look back fondly on your time here. No matter where you find yourself, you always strive to learn and be the best that you can be. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. Very heartfelt speech. It now is my great honour and gives me great pleasure to congratulate all the new graduates who are here today. I hope that you're proud of what you've worked to achieve and remember those who have supported you to reach this end. I wish you every success as you enter this next exciting phase of your life and your career. As graduates of the University of Adelaide, you are also part of its alumni and ambassadors for the university. Over the years, since the university was established, its alumni have made an enormous contribution to the community, both here and throughout the world. And today you join the community of over 147,000 alumni located in more than 134 countries around the globe. We also have 17 global alumni networks, including 8 international networks. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Mace Bearer and the Valedictorian and all who assisted in the organisation and running of today's ceremony. And now at this point I think it's appropriate we also acknowledge the academic staff who, after all, are the lifeblood of the university, and give you, the audience and the graduates, an opportunity to thank them for their contribution to your education. Thank you. I also ask now for all of the graduates to remain seated, and I invite everyone else here today to stand and once again join me in congratulating the graduates on their achievements. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Would the audience please remain standing, and the graduates now please stand for the academic recession. Once the academic recession has left the hall, we ask guests to remain at your seats until directed to the exit by our staff, and I now declare this congregation adjourned. Thank you very much.